What is making you so tired? There's a variety of reasons, both on a physiological level as well as a psychological level, that can cause us to feel tired. Watch this video in order to understand why you might be tired and what is causing it. There are many different reasons as to why we might be tired. The first is obviously bad sleep. When we aren't getting the required 7 to 9 hours, we tend to feel much more groggy throughout the day. REM sleep tends to happen in the latter part of our sleep cycle, and then in the beginning, the first few hours pertains to our deep sleep, which is our physical recovery. And if one of these is lacking, we will tend to feel much more tired throughout the day and not feel as energized since we didn't get the appropriate amount of sleep. Another reason can be due to stress. When we are in a constant state of stress, our autonomic nervous system, which is split up into two different branches, the parasympathetic branch and the sympathetic branch. The parasympathetic pertains to being to rest and recovery and digest, whereas the sympathetic kicks in when we are in a state of stress. It's known as our fight or flight. And when this is continually in overdrive for a prolonged period of time, eventually we're going to hit some sort of a crash, or we're going to feel extremely tired and even burnt out because we've been in this constant state of the sympathetic response responding to stress and not giving our bodies or our minds a chance to rest and recover. Another reason could be too much dopamine release. We live in a generation that is addicted to our phones, and it is a constant battle no matter who you are. And when we constantly check those red notifications and those our social media, there is a tendency to have our dopamine kick in, but the more we check our phones on a day-by-day basis and throughout the day, the more dopamine is being used up, and then the stronger senses we need, the stronger, more notifications and whatnot we need in order to feed the dopamine, and eventually that can come to a point where it is extracted just to the point where we feel very tired because we haven't given ourselves the ability to allow our dopamine to replenish. If we're checking our phones first thing in the morning and our dopamine is going off because we're looking at all the notifications, eventually throughout the day we're going to be much more tired because we have spent our day receiving rewards that we did not earn. And Dr. Andrew Huberman speaks more on this in some of his podcasts as well. A fourth reason can be due to too much caffeine. When we have too much caffeine in our system begins to rely on that caffeine. And in so doing, it begins to crave that. And when we get off of caffeine, we will feel much more tired because our body is used to that caffeine intake. And just the more caffeine we continue to give our bodies, when we're off that caffeine towards the end of the day, towards the night, we become very much tired, and then we even feel much more groggy in the morning as well for the next day to come. Poor hydration. Our bodies are made up of so much water. I believe it is 73%, and our brain especially, and when it's working throughout the night, we need to replenish those fluids in order to have the proper hydration so that we feel more clarity. So again, you want to focus on getting 16 to 20 ounces within the first hour of waking up and really focus on hydrating throughout the day, because when we don't get the proper hydration, we will feel much more tired. Other things that can cause us to feel tired is too much exercise or too little exercise. It can be daytime naps. If we're taking naps beyond 3 p.m., that's going to cut into our sleep cycle with the night of sleep that is to come, which is not good. Depression can obviously make us feel very tired. Being sick, obviously with different sicknesses, can make us feel tired. And lastly, as far as this list, can be an underactive thyroid. When our thyroid isn't producing the hormones it is supposed to be producing, we can have a tendency to feel much more tired and lethargic throughout the day. And with any of these, and especially with this one, this is when you would want to consult your doctor. If this was helpful, just in understanding the reasons why you're tired, check out our Learning Center on tigermi.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tiger Medical Institute, for more information on what might be causing you to be tired, but also the solutions and what you can do in order to compensate that and combat that so you can feel energized and ready for each and every given day.